Perfect.
Welcome into T4G Sports. Ohio State is losing everybody. They're losing everybody, and they're trying to rebound. Do you guys think that this is curtains for Ohio State? You guys think Ohio State's going to be able to rebound from this? What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments below. And like always, guys, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, click the notification bell. Follow us on X as well. And you guys can use our Amazon affiliate links down below and help out the channel. We would greatly appreciate that. Now, without further ado, let's jump into the video. So Ohio State loses their offensive coordinator, Chip Kelly, to the Raiders. They lose Jim Knowles, their defensive coordinator, to Penn State, and he became the highest paid defensive coordinator in the land. They lose their offensive line coach, Fry, to the NFL as well. And now people are looking at Ohio State and they're going, wow, you just lost everyone. But I'll tell you this, it's a good thing. This is exactly what you want, even though it's painful. Even though it's painful. Because you want your coaching staff to have money just absolutely thrown at them at all costs, because that tells you that you're doing a good thing. Because as guys are jumping off the ship loaded with riches, you are having guys raising their hand and saying, can I join? Please. Because I think I could be that next guy to go claim those riches. And Ohio State's going to get you there. Ryan Day is going to get you there. So if you're Ryan Day, as much as you're losing these coaches, you are also gaining power at the exact same time. So let's talk about it. So Jim Knowles leaves, goes to Penn State, becomes the highest paid coordinator, defense coordinator, right? But no players go with him in the transfer portal. That's power. That's absolute power, because those are those players telling you, yeah, look, we love Jim Knowles. Jim Knowles is great. He went and got paid more money. We understand that. They all understand it. But they also understand that, hey, Jim Knowles, we also made you what you are. It wasn't just Jim Knowles making Ohio State's defense what Ohio State's defense looked like this last year. They know damn well that, look, sometimes it's not about the X's and O's. It's also about the Jimmies and Joes. And it makes your life a hell of a lot easier when you're looking at 1st and goal and you have to go send your heavy unit out there and say, stop them from running directly up the middle on you guys. And you do it every single time, damn near. That has nothing to do with your X's and O's at the end of the day. You're either going to stop them or you're not. And that's either you have power or you don't. Penn State ran it 4 times up the middle on 1st and goal, and they lost yardage. Texas tried it. Then they started doing pitches. Even on fourth and whatever it was, they bring the tight end in. He acts like he's going to do a QB sneak, and they pitch it directly to Arch Manning. He runs to the outside. Do you think that was just some kind of trick play, that they were just trying to keep him off balance? Or do you think that they realized that we're not going to run up the middle, we're going to try to go to the outside because it's not going to favor us running up the middle? Then you had Iowa do it. You had Nebraska do it. You had multiple teams come out there and say, we only need a little bit of yardage, so let's run it on them, and they couldn't gain anything. And Ohio State defensive players knew this. They knew that, hey, Jim Knowles, the rest of you guys, you sit there and look pretty, because we're going to beat the hell out of this team across from us. And it doesn't matter what you call right at this moment in time. Just get out of our way. So they know that they can make defensive coordinators look great. And they also know at the same point in time how many defense coordinators you think are sitting there looking at Ohio State's defense this last year and saying, damn, I wish I could have had that defense. The things I could have done with that defense. You got 10 defensive coordinators sitting out there that could do something similar. Maybe not as good as Jim Knowles, but something similar where you would just see a great defense. Coordinators know this. You look at the offensive line coach, Fry, he leaves. What happens? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. They were crucifying him for the last 3 years, myself included. I was giving him grief too, going, when are you going to recruit these top guys? Or when are you going to at least show out our players that we have? And it just seemed like it took him forever. He did it 1 year. 1 year. And all of a sudden he's gone. He's getting paid crap load of money. 1 year is his most effective year. And even some of the best offensive linemen that he had weren't even guys that he really recruited. Donnie Jackson was not a guy he recruited. You look at some of the other offensive linemen who did go to Ohio State that he did recruit, some of those guys were leaning to Ohio State in the beginning. You had guys like Luke Montgomery that were sitting there and going, hey, yeah, I think I'm going to go with Ohio State. He was already interested in Ohio State before a knock was even at his door. So they know that, look, we don't have to go anywhere because we were already interested in Ohio State before this coordinator even came to the door, period. Okay, Chip Kelly comes, then he leaves. What does that affect? Nothing. But then the guys that it does affect, like Brian Hartline, you hire Brian Hartline as the offensive coordinator. And what does that do for your future if you're Ohio State as well? What does that do for your future? Well, you know Brian Hartline would love nothing more than to be the next head coach at the Ohio State. That's where he wants to be. So when he becomes the offensive coordinator, he's already great at recruiting wide receivers. Ohio State was good before him, but they're even better with him. When he leaves and goes and gets a head coaching job somewhere, which he will, and Ryan Day eventually says, I'm going to hang up my hat for whatever reason, whether he goes to the NFL or he retires because he's had a successful career, there is going to be a host of coaches that are raising their hand and saying, I want that job. You're going to have Marcus Freeman. I know Notre Dame fans, you think Marcus Freeman is completely just on your side and he wants to be at Notre Dame forever. I would bet my bottom dollar if the head coaching job at Ohio State popped up tomorrow, his ass would be one of the first ones wanting to be interviewed. I would bet my bottom dollar on it. You got Luke Fickell, yeah, even Vrabes would probably do it. You would have Brian Hartline in a heartbeat trying to do it, and then you would have all the other coaches who have nothing to do with Ohio State, never went there, never played there. They would want to do it as well. They'd be able to steal head coaches probably from the NFL at some point in time. I mean, it is insane. So no matter what happens with Ohio State, you are gaining the power. Your coaches are being just absolutely thrown truckloads of money, and you got now the ability and the power to go to Virginia Tech and say, hey, Tyler Bowen, the offensive coordinator for Virginia Tech, we'd like to take you and make you an offensive line coach. We're going to downgrade you in your position on paper. And he's saying, I'll sign with ease. Hell yeah, I will give up my offensive coordinator position to become an O-line coach at The Ohio State because it is more profitable to me to do that. Because I could get more money quicker by doing that. I could get promoted quicker by doing that. That's the power Ryan Day has now. So as much as this looks bad, I'm telling you, yes, a lot of people want to look at this and go, oh, this is hard for Ohio State. This is great for Ohio State. And to a lot of the fans out there who are even looking at Ohio State and saying, well, oh, man, your team's getting picked apart. Hey, you better hope to God you don't have a coordinator or even a head coach like Chip Kelly who's sitting there who's really good, where Ohio State says, oh, yeah, we lost our coordinator, but we're going to come knock on your head coach's door and say, hey, do you want to become an OC? Or we're going to knock on your OC's door and say, hey, you want to become an O-line coach? Because there's a good chance, depending on what program you have, that they might say yes. So that's the power for Ohio State, what they have right at this moment in time. And I think it's a great thing for Ryan Day. And I think Ryan Day that man is just pumping on all cylinders. All cylinders that man is pumping because he knows he has all the power right at this moment in time. He's starting to learn how to hire his staff. When he very first started, he was given a staff. He was shuffling through it. He's a first-time head coach. He was great, but he struggled with hiring the right staff. And you saw him make changes. He got rid of Stud. He got rid of the Kerry Combs. He got rid of certain guys that he was like, these guys are just not performing to the level I need. He started to hire other guys. Now these guys are, this was his first shift of hires that he brought on that really just started getting promoted left and right. And so this was his first moment. And I think that this is a very special moment for Ohio State because I don't think this is his only moment. I think this is going to continue. And I think every time you see this happen, Ohio State is going to gain more and more power, and Ryan Day is going to become more powerful every single step of the way. And that is not what you want to see if you're other programs. So I think that this is very, very impressive for the Ohio State. And I just think that no matter where you look, you're getting more and more powerful, and I just think this is an amazing moment for Ohio State. I really do. So let us know what you guys think down below.